So recently I caught up with an old friend and she was telling me that she got divorced. And I was so surprised because her and her husband were such a cute couple and they had been together for 11 years. So I asked her, like, what happened? I figured something bad happened. She's like, honestly, I was just bored. Like, my husband, all he did was work. I was a stay-at-home mom. We had 3 kids and I just got lonely and bored. And she says that when she would bring it up, like, he would take her out, but it was just boring to her. Like, she needed some excitement in her life. She just felt like she was just a mom and a wife, and her husband just wasn't doing that for her. And she had other friends that had, boyfriends, or like they had just got married, and they were always going out, always going on vacation, always partying, like going to the club, going to the bar, hanging out with friends, and they did none of that. And when she would bring it up to her husband would always tell her, like, I gotta work. Like, they had a big house. They had nice things. Like, he was just trying to work. So they ended up getting divorced. And now, she's single. She lives alone. She's working. And she's dating. So then I told her, oh, well, that must be exciting, like dating and stuff. And she's like, no, I fucking hate it. And I was like, why? And she's like, because all they want to do is just have fun. They just want to go to the club. They just want to go to the bar. They just want to hang out, have a good time, and then that's it. She said, no one wants to help me out. Like, I'm trying to find someone that's going to help take care of my kids. She's like, I just want someone to be a provider, not just a good time. So I was all like, well, wasn't that what your husband was doing? And she's like, I know. And I guess now her ex-husband is dating someone, like, seriously. They have been divorced for a total of 3 years, and he has been dating this girl for 2 years. She has 2 kids, and they're already living together. She says that he's fully taking care of her. Like, the girl doesn't work. She's a stay-at-home mom. They haven't had any new kids, but they're planning on having kids. And she's pissed because she's like, how can he move on so fast? Like, I can't even find nobody, and he just found someone so quick, and he didn't even want to give us another try, like, blah, blah, blah. And I was so confused because I was like, okay, so you divorced him because he was always working and you were bored. So now you are single, going out, having a good time, dating, but you don't like that. Now you want someone to take care of you, a provider. And your ex-husband, all he wanted to do was be a provider. That's why now he is dating someone who he has no problem providing for her and her kids. And she's pissed because she's like, why would he go and find someone who has kids? Like, he already has kids. Why would he want to take on that responsibility? And I'm like, wait, aren't you looking for someone to take on that responsibility? I was just giving her a hard time, not gonna lie, because it was kind of funny to me, because I was like, I could tell that she regretted her decision. I could tell. And I've seen a lot of people do shit like this where they get divorced for reasons that are not, I'm not gonna say they're not valid, because everybody's feelings are valid, but they're fixable problems. Like, I don't know if you guys have this wrong idea of marriage that it's supposed to be like fun and happy all the time. It's not. I feel like every relationship literally depends on compromise. Like, you gotta compromise something. You cannot have everything. And to be honest with you, like, if she was willing to give up on him that quick, like, maybe she just didn't love him that much. Because I cannot even imagine just me being like, oh, I'm bored, I'm gonna divorce my husband, like, no, you figure it out, you work it out. But I could tell that she's regretting it, because what she thought she wanted is not what she thought she wanted.
You just described the typical mindset of the modern Western woman. They've been manipulated by feminism to believe in the Disney fairy tale fantasy that they're supposed to be happy 24 hours a day, 365 a year. And when it doesn't happen, they destroy their marriages and families out of pure selfishness, only to find out, like your friend, that being single with kids is a harder life than being taken care of by a good man. Marriage is now a big L for men, because it's more likely than not to end in divorce for nothing more than the wife got bored. This is way more common than we care to admit.
I've been divorced for 3 years, and in that 3 years, I have spent most of my days figuring out how I can become physically, mentally, financially, spiritually healthy enough to be able to afford and take care of a child. And it just kills me It kills me that I had embryos with my ex-husband that were viable. It's not just that it's gone, it's the fact that it was decided for me.
Let's see what they had to say in the comments. Even though I have empathy for what she's going through right now, the part where she says, "It was not my choice," no. We all have a choice, and you chose to listen to others, and you let them make the choice for you. You chose to give your choice to them. Part of your healing will be when you can take that responsibility and accountability. Forgive yourself and let all of those that influenced you off the hook.
You need to be responsible for your own action, not to listen to other people, but yourself. Get 2 jobs that will work for yourself and your child. 1 job for expenses and the other one to save it.
Y'all, imagine being married, asking for a divorce for a specific reason, and then regretting that shit later. Okay, so there was this woman on TikTok who made a video about her friend. So her and her friend went out recently, and her friend was married for 11 years to a man that she thought they were going to be together forever and ever and ever, because they were just a super cute couple. They had a really good dynamic, and they got along really well and never had crazy issues, right? But she's now divorced and has been divorced for 3 years. And so she asks her, like, oh, like, why did you end up, getting divorced? And she said, well, I am the one who asked for the divorce because I got bored. She said the relationship got really boring. She was a stay-at-home mom. All he did was work. And they were well off. So this guy is putting in a lot of hours and a lot of, work time, so that way they can live the comfortable life they were living, okay? He paying all the bills. So she said she got bored always being home, taking care of the kids, and not really having them time or doing like spontaneous fun stuff. Well, she would tell him about it, and he would try to take her out and try to do stuff, but it just felt like it wasn't enough, and it wasn't the same for her that, like it used to be when you're in a fresh relationship. Well, duh, bitch, it's been 11 years. Spice it up. You do something. Anyway, so she asked for a divorce. He gave it to her, and she's been dating for these past 3 years, and so she asks her, how's it been? How's the dating life been, okay? And she tells her, honestly, it's been trash. It was fun at first, but now it's not fun because I'm looking for something serious now, and no guys want to take shit serious. All they want to do is have fun, right? Club, bar, let's go out, let's do this, let's travel, let's do that. It's always go, and that is what she wanted in the beginning, but that's not what she wants now, 3 years later, right? So now she's like, I want to get serious with someone, and I want someone to help me with my kids and help me, and I don't fucking know. She wanted to be a stay-at-home mom again, okay? What she wanted was her old life that she chose to give up for some fun, temporary fun at that, right? So she left this good-ass man for bullshit just to regret it. And he has been now in a relationship for 2 years of the 3 years they've been divorced. So a year he took to himself, then he found someone, and he's been with that person for 2 years. She is now moved in. She is now living the life that this woman once was living. And she herself has 2 kids, so he's helping her with her kids and his kids. And she's kind of like offended by that. Shorty, you gave him up. He got every right to be happy. And he was a good one, because somebody cuffed him up real fucking quick and knew how to keep him. So all I gotta say is, if you got a good man, keep him. Keep him. Be bored, bitch. Figure it out.
Marriage is not meant to be full of excitement like a date. A peaceful life with someone who loves and respects you is priceless. Man worked hard enough to make her a stay-at-home wife. She wanted a divorce to get thrown around by randoms at the club, and now she misses the life she had saved you 5 minutes.
If you are considering leaving your partner, or you think that your partner is about to leave you, listen to the words I'm about to say. Also, if you received this from somebody, you need to bookmark, save, take notes on everything I'm about to tell you. I am 5 years post-divorce, and I'm remarried. I have a very good relationship with my husband. We have a new daughter together. We're a blended family. I have read over 50-something books on marriage, divorce, attachment theory, all the things, have spent literally tens of thousands of dollars in therapy. And I wish somebody would have sent me a video like this before my divorce. Sarah's comment, I made this decision and regret it 100%. My ex was a great man. I just thought I'd be happier alone after 20 years of marriage, but I was miserable and my daughter was miserable. Biggest mistake ever. First of all, Sarah, thank you for your authentic transparency. It is refreshing, but also extremely sad. I'm sorry that you've gone through that. And here's what I want to say. No matter the path you take, whether it's staying in the relationship or going through the divorce, both situations take work. Staying in a relationship takes work to have a healthy marriage. And when you decide or whatever to pull the trigger on divorce, you're going to have an entire set of new things to work on going through your divorce. And then multiply that by 10 if you have children. So if you're watching this and you think your partner is about to leave you, or you're considering leaving your partner, you have to choose your hard, because both are hard. And relationships forever are going to take work. You might think that this relationship is too much work for you and then you move on to somebody else, but surprise, you're going to have to work in that relationship too. So if you haven't even been to therapy with your partner, if you've not picked up a self-help book or listened to podcasts, I'm telling you, before you make the jump to divorce, especially with children, start with that. Start with doing some work, because when you go through a divorce, it is an entire, it takes work to leave somebody. It's not just you sign some papers. When kids are involved, it's not you just sign some papers and you move on. You then have to figure out how to co-parent with somebody that you believe is your enemy. You have to figure out how to pay all of your bills by yourself and be a solo parent. You're going to have to find a new community of friends, because the old community that you were in no longer can relate to you. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what people say before you divorce. I'm telling you, the dynamics change. You might have somebody who brings you to court every 6 months. We call them frequent filers. You're only going to see your kids half the time, most likely, which also means you're going to be sharing holidays. So you're going to spend some holidays probably alone without your children. You literally are going to miss out on half of your children's lives. Half. It is the most painful thing. There are no words. So I'm just saying, you have to choose your hard here. Both are extremely hard. It's hard. Even in my new relationship with my husband, it takes work. He and I have gone to, marriage conferences and read so many books together, and we have set time aside every single morning to have coffee and connect with each other. We are constantly sending each other podcasts and books, and because he's gone through a divorce, I've gone through a divorce, we have agreed we are never going to go through that pain again. But we also, some of that pain that comes with divorce is watching your children suffer, and we don't ever want our kids to experience anything remotely close to that ever again. Now, I have to say, this does not apply to all situations. There are some situations with abuse and things like that where, yes, you need to leave. I am not talking to those situations. I'm talking to the people who they just don't get along, or they don't like their spouse or whatever, and they're like, man, I could probably be happier somewhere else. One of the comments that was on this video, he said something about how it was the best decision for him, but the worst decision for his kids. And man, I was like, yes, I resonate with that. Because I can find happiness and peace and joy and all of that, but the children, it's devastating. So choose your hard. My recommendation, and take it or leave it, is to at least try the hard first before you break your family on purpose. Try going to counseling, try the books, try all of that, and send this to somebody if you're thinking about leaving your partner, because partner, what they're telling you is, let's do this hard before we have to do that hard.
The grass is not greener on the other side. The grass is greener where you water it. Love is an action, not a feeling. You must work on it every day. It also takes two. Ex-wife definitely didn't want to do the work. She wanted a daddy, essentially.
I don't care what anyone says, but you do not know your husband until you're divorcing him as a stay-at-home mom. Until you've seen him look at you and go, you're gonna have to get a job now, you're gonna have to pay for it. Or what makes you think you're gonna get custody of the kids since you haven't worked in 10 years. You won't know who they are until they cut off all your resources. You don't know who they are until you see them shut off the electric bill because they're mad that they lost control over you. So if you're a stay-at-home mom who is in the process of divorcing your husband, just know that you're gonna see a side of him that you never wanted to see. And just know that once you get through the hard part, there is so much love and light on the other side. But It's a trip.
What do you mean I can divorce him, yet not be able to demand that he still financially provide for me, as if we are still married? I know. He'll throw in some allegations of abuse that should secure the bag.
I've been with my husband for almost 20 years, but about 3 years ago, I was strongly considering divorce, and I want to talk to you about why. So I'm going to tell you the story of the day where I thought to myself, maybe I don't want to do this anymore. My husband and I had 4 kids. We both worked full time. We had been together for 16 years at this point. We've been together since high school. And on paper, I have an amazing husband. He is incredibly supportive. He's kind. He's loyal. He's a great dad. He's very hands-on. He's an active participant. He's always present. Like, on paper, what else could I ask for? But in reality, my experience is very similar to the experience of other women. I had this amazing husband who on paper was great, but I was incredibly frustrated and burnt out from our marriage and from motherhood. Because what happens to so many of us is that we marry these amazing men and we have amazing relationships, and then we have kids. And when we have kids, women tend to carry a disproportionate amount of the work in the home, the work of raising kids, and the mental load. And that is exactly what happened to us. About 3 months after my 4th baby was born, I remember looking at my husband and saying, I need more. I need you to do more. I am exhausted. I am in charge of everyone and everything in this house. Every night when we cook dinner, you ask me what to make. Every day when you drop off the kids at daycare, you ask me what they need in their backpacks. I am the project manager of this home and I need you to do more. And he looked at me and he said, okay, just tell me what to do. Right? Every woman has heard this. Just tell me what to do and I'll do it. And I said, okay, something that would make my life easier is if in the mornings when I came downstairs with the 4 kids, because I do mornings by myself, the dishwasher was emptied, the dishes were put away, and the trash was taken out. That would make my life so much easier, because when I've got the 4 kids running around and the baby crying, I can't be looking for their favorite water bottle in the dishwasher. I just need to know it's clean. And he said, yeah, of course. What? Yeah, I'll do that. That's no problem. And so, of course, he does it. But then I have to remind him, and then he forgets, and then I have to remind him again. And there was this one morning where I woke up, and I went to put something in the trash, and it was overflowing. And I went to get my son's water bottle, and it was in the dishwasher with all the other clean dishes. And I felt so disrespected and unseen and unvalued at that point in time. And I remember texting my husband being like, what happened? Like, why didn't you do this? And he said, sorry, I was running late for work. And I remember thinking, oh my God, he doesn't see me. Because what he's done has now made me late for work. And he doesn't care about that. He doesn't care about the impact on me. And he doesn't see how every single thing in our home happens because I ask him to do it, or because I do it myself, or because I planned and organized it. The diaper bag is full because I filled it, right? I put the wipes in there. And I felt so frustrated. And I remember thinking, what's the point? What's the point of doing this with someone else? I might as well just do it alone. And it's not because my husband didn't love me or he did anything to me, and it's not because I didn't love him, but because I felt so taken advantage of in our relationship. And this dynamic, it doesn't happen by accident, right? It's not like my husband did it to me, but we've been raised in this society that tells men and women who they should be in marriages and what it looks like to be a good mom versus a good dad. And we know the bar for moms is way up here and the bar for dads is way down here. And we fell into these norms. We fell into these roles in our family, despite the fact that we never wanted to. And I'm lucky, and I say lucky because I have a partner who I know loves me and wants me to be happy and was willing and able to change. And so we did the work to figure out what equity looked like in our relationship. And I can tell you now, 3 years later, that we are happier than ever. Our kids are thriving. Our home runs like a well-oiled machine. And that took a lot of work. I want to say it took like 18 months to get there. And it was well worth it. But it is not uncommon. And so if your wife is coming to you and she's saying, I'm burnt out by the mental load and I need you to do more, she's not just saying that because she wants you to do more chores. She's saying that because truly it can hurt your relationship. It can ruin your marriage if you do not participate in an equitable way in your home. And so what does that look like? What does it look like to change these dynamics? Well, we need to really assess in our homes what the work looks like. Because in most homes, the data supports this, women do a disproportionate amount of the work. They just do. They do more of the cooking and the cleaning and the laundry and the childcare while also working full time. And men have more time for things like their hobbies, like golf, for example, or just working out, running a marathon, right? And so we need to have hard conversations about what our time looks like, what our labor in the home looks like, what is invisible labor. We have to talk about these things. And when we don't, the alternative is that you no longer have a marriage. or you don't have a happy one at least. And so I share this story because I don't think I'm alone in this experience. And I want people to know that there's hope and that if you have a willing and able partner, you can change this. You can absolutely change this dynamic.
As someone who just lost her husband, I think you need a perspective change. He sounds like he was trying so hard and it was never good enough. We are human and we all fall short. Give grace always.
I am getting a divorce. I just wanted to rip off the band-aid and tell you guys. There are 2 people involved with this, so I'm going to keep the details private, but I will be talking about my experience navigating this. And yes, I have a small account, but I know people are interested in my life and my husband's life. He didn't sign up for this, so I just ask that you guys respect his privacy. Because not only does it hurt him when you guys leave comments on old videos and stuff, it also hurts me. Obviously, this is a person that I still love and loved a lot. I think I kept out of leaving mean comments towards someone. So, together 5 years. Those are memories I'm thankful for. It's really painful losing that and losing the person that felt like home. I know this is for the best. I think we both know this is for the best, but it doesn't make it suck any less. But let me tell you, I will be taking you along for the ride. Starting over. It's all of the divorce stuff. My biggest goal is feeling secure. So obviously, I have 2 dogs. I need to find an apartment. Thank you guys for giving me patience while I've kind of dealt with this behind the scenes. And cheers to starting over.
A relationship requires communication and effort, but men are often the ones expected to carry that responsibility. It takes trust, consistency, and accountability, and many men put in that work even when it goes unnoticed. He's been through it, learned from it, and chose to move forward rather than stay stuck in the past.
Women divorcing their husbands in their early to mid-40s and then immediately regretting it as soon as they see the guy move on. It's the funniest thing that I've seen on the internet. But the craziest part about this is that they go and make these videos, right, and put it out there that they regret the decision they made simply because the guy quickly moved on, got into another relationship, and she quickly found out that, hey, ain't a lot of dudes out here looking for women in their mid to late 40s. I'm gonna tell you ladies something, man. If y'all married to a dude and y'all get into your 40s together, man, you better think about it very carefully, man, before you get a divorce, man. If this guy's not beating on you, cheating on you, abusing you, if he's not doing none of these things, man, try to work it out. Try to fucking work it out, man, because it ain't sweet out here in the streets, especially if you're a woman, right? Because a man in his 40s, man, dating ain't the same for men and women in old age, right? Because a man, if he's obtained a little bit of success, right? Again, I don't think it's the right thing to do, but if he wants to, he has the option available to him to be able to date younger women who are interested in having certain experiences that they know and understand that men their age can provide them. You know what I'm saying? Women can't do that because men are very different than females. You know what I'm saying? We're driven by different things. Men are very visual creatures, you know? Ain't no young dude looking at a 45-year-old woman talking about, damn, man, I got to make this car payment, man. She can make that happen for me. I think I might have to take over the team. That BMW, you're going to look at him like, damn, bro, you really going to do yourself like that, bro? Start working for Uber Eats or something, bro. Come on, man. Don't stoop down to that level, bro. You going to come and sit back in this car, bro, and pretend like that never happened? Like, I'm right here parked outside, bro. Like, just get a second job or something. So, ladies, man, if you just feel unhappy, go to the gym, work out, you know? Start eating healthier, man. Just make sure it's not your hormones out of whack that's causing you to feel like this, because a lot of the times y'all be living good dudes because you feel unhappy, not because he's making you feel unhappy, because you feel unhappy, man. And a lot of people have no idea, man, that a lot of the times that's a result, man, of no physical activity and a poor diet. A lot of women out here, man, if y'all was to work out, men know this, dudes know this, man. Dudes know that if you feel like shit, man, and you get in the gym, you start working out and eating good, a lot of those feelings go away, right? But ain't nobody really promoting those ideas to females, especially in women in their, you know, in their 40s and 50s. Go to the gym, ladies, get on a diet, work out, feel good about yourself, right? And then see if those feelings are still there afterwards, man. If they're still there, then go seek out a marriage counselor. But you got to figure this out, man, because believe me when I tell you, you don't want to be single in your 40s, man. 50s is right around the corner. Women go through a lot of health issues, man. Men do not. So think about it twice.
She divorced him because she said she was bored. Years later, regret set in fast. This is why people should be careful what they wish for. After the divorce, he moved on with his life. Years later, his ex-wife reached out. By then, she had remarried, separated again, and was living in her mother's garage, pregnant and struggling. She asked if they could talk. He refused. He had already closed that chapter. Some decisions are final, and once respect and loyalty are thrown away, there is no going back. That's all for today. Please hit the like and subscribe button, and don't forget to press the notification bell so you get the latest updates from our channel.